Hello again, everybody. We got something new here in Kirby Air Riders. Yes, for Nintendo Switch 2, we're going to be making a custom machine. Once again, going with the Warp Star, but this time for Five Nights at Freddy's. Yes, that's right. And we're doing this because of the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. I do definitely try to do things based off of your suggestions as well. Freddy Fazbear are going to be coming up. I actually do have two different ideas, so we're going to see how the first one shakes out. You guys, I hope you can already see it taking shape. But yeah, this will be kind of in the spirit of probably FNaF, just the first game, Five Nights at Freddy's. So you know what? Freddy Fazbear, FNaF 1, let's do this! You guys just kind of putting on the finishing touches, which really is just sounds and whatever effects you may want. I don't think I'm going to do any effects and things, but my friends, I've also been trying to use the miles in this game. It's like you can go to the miles shop or whatever and purchase things. I don't know. I'm trying to get accessories, see if we can use anything later, but for now, this is what it's going to look like, I guess. So Freddy, you do have a decal limit, so anybody that hasn't played this yet, I'll tell you, you can only put down 20 pieces to make your creation, so it gets kind of dicey. That means you have to leave off a lot. You know, you have to really pick and choose what things am I going to include here, and mostly why we just do faces instead of like an entire head, or trace out the body and head and everything of a character, right? But nah, why don't you guys take a look here at the test ride we got. Kirby! Oh my gosh, I had the special right away. I just was not expecting that, but okay. Let's go ahead, hop off this thing, and you guys can get a look at our Freddy Fazbear face, Freddy Fazbear. And so, Kirby seems to always be the last rider I used or whatever for these. There we go. Always getting it in the air. A little bit better look at seeing our Warp Star creation. And so we have done the flight Warp Star. That was for Patrick. Most of the time, though, we're kind of sticking to the stars and stuff. They are, to me, the best for getting this kind of style of creation. Now, you could do some of the others. It's just your creation then is going to be sort of vastly different, right? You know, I think some people, at least if you're watching this, maybe you've seen it, but like Kyogre, for example, someone made Kazooie and whatnot, not in the art style that I did. They made it to where you're actually like riding the entire beast, but very slimmed down design. You know, it's not, when I say slimmed down, I mean missing a lot of the features and things, because you just can't get that much detail. And a lot of the other vehicles that aren't like the Warp Star, the Flight Warp Star, they're not so blank slate. So it's like, I'm so bad at the names, but just think about all of the wheelie, the Rex wheelie and stuff, the scooter. Those essentially look like you're riding like on an eyeball, but like you can't get rid of that, you know? And obviously you're limited to just that circle-y shape, almost unibike shape. But okay, enough about that. Let me show you guys a different kind of way to design this. Now, you can include the hat up there if you go a little bit stripped down again with the design. So the interesting thing here is that most of what we use in all of the creations that I do so far for Kirby Air Riders are decals, they're icons, right? So we usually use like the icons, maybe lines sometimes, but you could see that number 8 and number 9 right there. It actually, I went by too fast. I'm just trying to adjust some things. But yeah, 8 and 9 actually do look like an eye. So you actually do get the white of the eye as well as the pupil. Now it's going to be limited to black. I mean, unless you play something over that, but then you're already kind of getting rid of my premise here, which is that can accomplish sort of 2 decals for the cost of 1, right? So you got the eye. Remember I said like the white of the eye? Well, you also get the pupil, so that's 2, right? But it's only 1 sticker. So it's under the sticker category, you know? There's like a whole category of stickers. Like some of them are like Kirby and other Kirby characters and stuff, but look, there's like this eye. It looks kind of like angry eyes unless you rotate them, or do it like this. And so this is supposed to be like Toy Freddy, and so Five Nights at Freddy's, the second movie, I think gonna be like FNaF 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So I thought, having Toy Freddy is great. And the one thing about this, some people might be like, wait, you should have included the cheeks. Well, first off, remember the decal space, so we only have 20, but look at the right and left sides. So the Warp Star does have this, you can do like a secondary color. That's why the feet, quote unquote, right now, they have those little things on the bottom where your torque comes out, all the flames come out and whatnot. That's gonna be where the secondary color is. There's two parts to the star, right? So we made the main part like brown, kind of like the Toy Freddy. But yeah, isn't that crazy? That's supposed to be like the red cheeks, on either side? Maybe? I think it's a way that we can do it while saving, because otherwise that would have costed us 2 more. And you can see that we're pretty much maxed out here. I am trying to figure out, hey, we actually have 1 empty spot, so can we do something with that? Meaning 1 space that I haven't put a decal down for. And so if you want to, you could, I guess, do it like this. You could put the decal down for the lower jaw, just basically that bottom mouthpiece, but I don't know if I really like how that looks, so ultimately, maybe I'll do this. They have like a really thin black line, and you could do the more thicker ones too, but I think if it's just gonna separate the muzzle right there, where his snout is and stuff, and the nose, I think that's gonna do it. So yeah, we'll do the thin one, and that'll take up our last little decal space. So yeah, like I said, 20, not a lot to do things with, but we're figuring out how maybe we can get around it at least a little bit with those stickers of the eyes. So maybe if I start collecting more of just the unlockables in this game, maybe I will get other things. But Five Nights at Freddy's has always held a close spot in my heart. It's close to my heart, I should say. I'm starting to get loopy as I'm talking about this here. It's a little bit late when I record this, but yes, I'm a dad, I'm busy, I got multiple channels, but I gotta make my ride or be meta night coming up here. But if you did just kind of want to see these in the garage, I just wanted to get you guys a good look at them. The one thing about including the mouth on the bottom, and this will go for any details, is you're gonna see it with the Toy Freddy, but it kind of has a different shape if you're looking at it straight on above, like when we were creating, compared to if you look at it from the back, which is where you will see it from the rider's perspective, right? If you're playing the game Kirby Air Riders, you're gonna see the back of them, and so you notice that the mouth, it kind of curves in on both sides, the bottom left and the bottom right. It kind of concaves in with the star. So that is something that you do have to accept if you're going to be creating that low. And sometimes it's good. Like sometimes creating this low is good just because we want to use up as much space as possible if you want it to have visibility of your design, right? Like most of the time you can't see what your design is because Meta Knight, Kirby, whoever is going to be on top of it, and it's a little bit difficult to see. So here I am in photo mode just trying to show you guys. It's you couldn't get a cool photo out of it, I feel like, while seeing the Warp Star from, let's say, top down or whatever view, but I'm kind of more just focused on getting a cool photo, even if we don't really see our Warp Star's design too much. Like I say, I didn't even play too much Five Nights at Freddy's, but gosh, did I just get engrossed over the years. It was doing my research. I was in a Scribblenauts Unlimited creation series for like over a decade, started in 2012, and it was in 2014 that we did Five Nights at Freddy stuff in Scribblenauts, and that just jump-started the channel. It was crazy. When I say jump-start, man, we just catapulted forward to like 100,000 subscribers really quick, and then from there, it's just the rest is history and legend. But now I'm on a bunch of channels and kind of just in working retirement, just create what I want and when I want. And I'm so glad that you guys are along for the ride, or should we say the Kirby Air Riders. Yeah, maybe just click an end screen, subscribe, and thanks for viewing.